Welcome to my No Man's Sky video. I'm just testing out, see how this looks. We're doing the full QHD. Look, this guy's got a ship. He's checking it out. This is his ship. But it's very similar looking to my ship, just over there. Mine's got the little side wings. Let's just see. It's only a C class. It's almost like, it's a little bit like a brother. It's the Son of Air. And this one is the mother of the Vikings. There's the mother. And there's the child. Sort of. Very good at school, this ship. Yeah, very studious. Very good. Alright, let's take a little flight. And see how we go. Very smooth. Now I'm going to fly now. Obviously, this video is not being broadcast live. I'm playing it. It should be recording onto the hard drive. We're keeping it at the full resolution that I'm playing at, which is the 1440 height QHD. I don't know whether it's going to be skipping the quality or causing blurriness or whatnot, but I guess we'll find out. Right, won't let me pulse. There's this new thing, you can't always pulse past when there's a bunch of ships ahead of you. You now just can't pulse through them, even from quite far away. It knows they're ahead, so it's a slightly increased sensitivity in recent updates on that front, from what I can see. Now, I haven't visited all the planets in this system yet, so let's go and have a little explore. Nice red looking thing. Let's have a look, see what's there. I've got sound effects switched on, but not the music, just because it can get a bit audio messy. I also don't know how loud my voice is going to be with this background. We're going to find out when I replay this video whether it's listenable to or not. Down we come. Ooh, nice blue trees. Let's just stand here. Look at those lovely blue trees against that red background. Pretty cool. Now I'm going to switch the game. I'm going to keep the HUD on, although I'm kind of invincible at this stage. But I'm going to give myself the first person view. That's what I like to do. Takes you back to the old school, old days. I'm a bit more up front. Let's just switch the HUD off, why not? Just for a little bit. If I can remember how to do that. Look at that, that's nice. Nice clean image. I'm hoping that this video works at this resolution because it's such a nice crisp resolution. Everything looks gorgeous on my new monitor that I've got. I know I'm a bit of a spoilt brat at the moment, but I've suffered for a long time with very old machine, nothing that smooth, having to sort of like try every trick in the book to make it work well. And for years I've done that. So I think it's nice that I've now been able to treat myself, and everything's just so smooth, so nice. Look at those gorgeous trees. Yeah, it's really quite a change. And I was kind of quite, I don't know, it's going to keep me occupied for a while. It'll keep me drawn back to the game. I think just because I can enjoy seeing things with this kind of extra graphical fidelity. It's like, it just makes it more interesting for me. because I've achieved most of the things in the game. My character's fully powered up, everything. I've got enough money. I'm not hugely into base building. I'm more into exploring, and it was getting a bit of a pain. You'd land on a lush planet and your frames were dropping. But now I can, and with the update that came out with the PS5, they added more detail to planets. But if you were working on an old machine, you wouldn't get all those details. So now I've got like the full next gen planets with like extra trees, extra bits and pieces here and there. So it's how it's meant to look. So we'll see how it goes, and any future updates now I'm ready for. So I wasn't that keen at all really on how Frontiers came out in terms of those towns. They just seemed quite limited in the gameplay cycle on them. I mean, it just seems so simplistic. Sort of like you're playing with Duplo instead of like technical Lego or something, just a bit too basic. It's like No Man's Sky sort of is doing these little pastiches of other full games. So you get other full games that have that aspect in them, like, I don't know, taming animals, keeping them as your pets, or having a town that you have to make decisions for the residents and build things. And yet this is kind of like almost a pastiche, like let's just throw a little unfully formed version of that other game into No Man's Sky. And I kind of wish, instead of doing that, because it's kind of a bit transparent, you can tell in 5 minutes that it's not as in-depth as a fully developed other alternate game. It's just a bit of, I don't know, a bit of a little extra icing on the cake. But for me, this is the icing. Just wandering on a planet like this, having the colours hit you like some David Hockney painting. That's the magic, that's the old. It's like No Man's Sky should be proud of what it is rather than putting in these little odes. They're almost kind of like gimmicks, really, aren't they? I mean, I'm sure a hell of a lot of work goes into them, but unless you're going to really, do it fully, it's not going to really pay off, I don't think, in terms of most intelligent players' kind of feelings about it. I mean, okay, yeah, right, I've done my village. It's a B level. It didn't really, I added a couple of things. It didn't really affect the village one way or another. I just shot a few guys that were coming in every now and then and made a decision every now and then that didn't really affect anything. Yeah, so Frontiers, yeah, I'm a bit meh on that. What I really liked about Frontiers, I guess, is the new base building blocks. I'm not even that big a base builder, but I really like, they have improved the menu for base building, for kind of, and it's more likely to draw me in to build a base because things snap together a bit easier. It still makes sense. What's a bit odd is because you've still got the old original base parts, like the where you would grow your, where you originally started off in Pathfinder and built those bits and pieces. They don't really work together with the whole concrete, wood, metal sort of buildings. And I still feel that it just looks a bit messy having those different kind of bases and how they can and can't work together and what we're meant to do or not meant to do. It's a little bit of a bit messy. Of course, my dream would be to sort of have old iterations of the game that you could visit. So maybe keep those old base parts in an Atlas Rises or a Pathfinder version of the game. Like you'd be able to sort of visit and go back to those other universes, and you'd have all the stuff, like it would be differently named. It wouldn't be you bring back your Thamium 9 and things like that would come back. Just for a kind of nods to the fact that the game that we originally bought isn't playable anymore, but a lot of people are very fond of those versions. It would be nice to have that as something that you could dip into from the main menu, or even within the game, just go to a special part of the space station or part of the anomaly and be able to just access those past iterations through some sort of gameplay device. And they could even improve the old iterations to sort of allow for, I don't know, just a little bit, so they're a bit slicker, so they work well with the modern game. I know it's probably too much to ask programming wise, but would be a nice touch, I think. Now, this is a nice planet. I'm just enjoying the landscape, actually. I've been a bit, I do find, ever since Next, that the shape of the landscape can be a bit, often, a bit samey. And I know that with Origins, they introduced these crazy mountain planets where everything's just up and down, up and down. But they're too extreme. They're too sort of OTT. But this planet is a nice mix of, it has a feeling more, I think, of the original No Man's Sky planets, where you can get hidden behind some hills so you can't quite see what's around the corner. Okay, so you're not just looking out over a kind of a bland oak, but you're not having to climb up ridiculously fake-looking mountains either, which just sort of point. They look like someone's made on a computer graph, like a massive sine wave with a point on the top or something. These are, this is quite a good atmosphere. The only thing, one of the things I haven't liked since Next is if you just see how it went from day to night in about what felt like 10 seconds. The sunset time and the dawn time used to take a lot longer, and that was much more enjoyable. You could kind of enjoy the sunset time. Nowadays on lots of planets, it's almost like within a blink of an eye, it's daytime and then it's nighttime. I think that, the programmers should kind of think about that and not have that as a thing, because it's unrealistic and you miss out on that beautiful time of day when it's either dawn or sunset. Also, I think when you go into photo mode, it should stop time, because at the moment you could be in the middle of the day, you want to take a few photos, you get involved in it, just getting the right framing, the right shot. You come out, it's nighttime, and look, we're taking photos. Let's just stop time when we're taking photos, and then just come back to where we left off. That would be good. It's another little top tip. But yeah, the game is looking good now that I've got it on this new computer. Everything working absolutely to the top of the specifications. It really is nice. It really is nice. Can't complain. I mean, this planet, yeah. Look at those silvery trees. They've kind of blue during the daytime and then all sort of silvery at night. Yeah, this is pretty chill. And the night sky, those stars and the nebula, does look pretty epic, gotta say. Yeah. Good work, Hello Games. Got a little bit of praise there for you at the end. So I'm just going to round off this video because I don't know if it's even worked properly. So I could just be talking to the abyss. So thanks for watching and see you again soon. Let's just